Development Bank of the Philippines. So as you can see, as of now, we are here at the office. We just finished our work. What else? I graduated. Okay na daw.
Yeah, go on.
So I graduated last 2004 from Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Santa Mesa, Manila, with a course of Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. I am in the bank for 17 or almost 18 years. So 10 years in rural banks and then almost 8 years here in DBP. So currently I am the supervising bank teller of the Dipolog branch. All the
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am Valies, could you introduce yourself to the panel members?
Yes, Doc. So, good evening once again, Doc Craig, our dear panelists. So, my name is Fatima B. Valles. So, I am currently employed with the DBP Dipolog branch. I am a co-worker of Ma'am Michelle Paro. So, I've been working with DBP for 5 years already, and I am also a bank teller. So I graduated from Andres Bonifacio College in the year 2014, and my course is BSBA Financial Management. So that would be all. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start with the defense. We'll start with Professor Milancio.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, Miss Paro and Miss Valies.
Good evening po.
Okay, for the introduction, kindly do cite sources to avoid plagiarism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
So for the theoretical framework, I can see that you have there a CSIs and all those figures you can see in there and some theories. Are these theories presented in the theoretical framework related to some variables in your statement of the problems?
Yes, sir. The perceived quality stated in the ACSI, for our research, the stated the perceived quality are the speed and efficiency, convenience, accessibility, reliability, privacy and security, and the control.
But
Yes.
the source in there is 1996. We must follow the 5-year rule.
Okay. 5-year.
Maybe you can still look for another theory.
For another. Okay. Okay,
so,
sir.
This is not just on this part, but you have to check all your references and all your sources that it must really follow the 5-year or 6-year window rule for this.
Okay.
Let's check on that.
So 5-year window rule.
Okay. Now, for your statement of the problem, I can see that on statements 4, 5, 6 until the 12, I guess. I can see there no problem with behavior, customers' behavior, speed and efficiency, convenience, and so on and so forth. How are you going to get this? Where will you get this?
We have the questionnaire.
So
yes,
you should have first identify this first. Identify what are, how do you call this? Is this the perception, diba?
Yes.
Okay, so
perceived
you call
quality, sir.
Perceived quality.
Efficiency, right? Convenience, and so on. We call this, how do you call this?
The perceptions or the perceived quality.
So you should have another statement in there that will provide the following, the perceptions of this one, speed and convenience, and so on and so forth. So, okay, then on yours, on your related literature, I can see that some of the sources you have in there or your related literatures are not really in the statement of the problem. So there's no connection at all. you'll focus more on some other
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 literature.
concept that I can't even find speed and efficacy. Maybe just a little of this.
Okay, okay.
So you should have provided there, include sources or review of related literatures that will support this, support
our perceived perception.
especially the
The
variables.
variables.
The
Okay.
variables used in your statement of the problems, especially on the review of related literature.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Oh, okay, I can see that you place it here in your reviewability, diffusion of innovation, relative, compatibility, complexity, trialability, observability, and so on and so forth. And it's not really a variable, or we can't relate it in your statement of the problem. So I can just see here a few of it, but it's more on a general case. It's not really that giving emphasis on some of the variables used in your statement of the problem.
So for our review of related literature, we have to look for our literature related for our according to our variables.
Research problem.
Okay.
Yes, the statement of the problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
When you go to another chapter of this, you will relate it to that, to the related lit. Okay, another thing also for your let's go to the research respondents and sampling. You're using a non-probabilistic sampling, right? Convenience sampling.
Yes, sir.
I guess for convenience sampling, it's not there will be bias, and there's a high in error gani. High sampling error. Maybe you can use another sampling technique. I use a probabilistic sampling technique, I guess, for this. And for convenience sampling, it is convenience sampling is the inability to generalize research findings, and of course high sampling errors and the relevance of bias. So maybe you can look for or use another sampling technique for this. And you have there your sample size is
the sample size?
250 respondents,
how
sir.
did you get 250?
We just choose 50 per bank.
So maybe you could look for maybe in
Another
each banks the total or the population of each banks, the customers.
Population of the customers of each bank.
You use a method to solve for the sample size.
So we can state a certain percentage, like for example, because right now we don't know the population of the clients of each bank.
Here, you don't guess here. We don't guess.
So, okay.
For the sampling, of course, and the research respondents. And for your research instrument, is this a self-made research instrument?
Yes, sir. We refer to other, so we just merge other. We have for other studies. We look for other studies, and then we just merge na lang. We don't.
Did you ask permission to the owner of those parts of this? If you're going to make a self-made
self-administered.
So based on our research problem, so we made our questionnaire, survey question based on those, based on our research problem.
Were you able to test the validity and the reliability of this research?
Yes, ma'am.
So you go over again validity and how to validate, and of course your reliability test of this.
So if we made our own questionnaire, we have to seek approval first. Yes, sir. So where do we seek for approval, if ever?
So you must look again and check again the concepts of reliability and validity.
Okay.
As of
You
now,
go over the module on validity and reliability. So you're going
Yes,
to validate your instrument. You need to have some experts to check your
to check
research
the
instrument, and then
oh
check for reliability. There's a module in our class about
yes,
validity
sir.
and
Yes,
reliability.
Doc.
So you can use that module for the validation of your instrument.
okay, so thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Professor Mara.
Good evening, Fatima and Michelle.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Let's talk about your statement of the problem. Okay. On the 4 to 11 sub-problems, items 4 to 11, I have observed that the variables specified in these items are not found on the previous sub-problems. So where did you get this? Murag didiri mo ask sa ilang significant relationship. Asa man nga category na belong? Is this independent or dependent? Asa man ni sila? Also, make them organized. So if you wanted to include those things, those yeah, isa ato ni go over. Are those really part of your study?
What part, ma'am?
The
About
variables on your 4 to 11 sub-problems?
it is in our conceptual framework, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, because it is part of our study because we want to test or know the perceived quality of online banking facility to the customers or the clients of the bank.
Okay. If you wanted to, then please put them first on the previous sub-problems before looking for if there's a significant relationship between this and that. Okay. And in order to have an organized statement of the problem, start with identifying which is independent and dependent variable first, which is independent among these or which is dependent among these. Para dili ma-disorganized. Okay? And it should, a piece of advice, it should start with, or the statement of the problem should start with those independent, okay, independent variables, and then the dependent variables. And right after, kato ng mga, for the inferential stat na significant relationship or difference or whatever. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, noted.
Ay, sorry. Okay. On the research method, it is written that the research design, sorry, the research design would include descriptive and explanatory. Do you know what's an explanatory research design? Why did you include this one in your study? As I went through, I haven't seen any purpose for using explanatory design. Why would you want to include that? Are you going to do a case study, an in-depth interview, or a literature study? Are you going to do that?
Oh no, ma'am. So we will just for the explanation of the relationship of the our and to the
If you
customers.
wanted to do the explanation, that's not called explanatory research design, okay?
Oh, okay.
Just
ma'am.
read further about that kind of research design. Okay, that's all. Just please organize your statement of the problem and know what variables should be included in your study. Okay.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I guess let's have Mr. Teves.
Okay, thank you for that. I just have here one question, since most of the questions that I have, they already asked. So with regards to your statement of the problem and your conceptual frameworks. So in your conceptual frameworks, in the customer client profile, you have there number 7, habits. Okay, can you look if you have a copy, page 7. So the center, you have customer client profile. Number
Yes, sir.
7. Now in your statement of the problem, I can't see any habits there. Okay, what are these habits that you are talking about?
Actually, sir, it should have been behavior, the behavior of the clients or customers in terms of using the online banking facility. Excuse me. So we were not able to edit it, sir. So it should have been behavior, and we are
Alright.
sorry for that.
Okay. One more thing, Di. Please go over your paper. There are words that lack spacing.
Yes, sir. It's actually an error in printing, I think, because we transferred files several times, so we didn't notice that it already merged or kinda became one word. Thank you for your comments, sir. We already saw it also.
Okay. So lastly, same with Mamara. Please organize your
Yes, sir.
because it is very important, especially in analyzing your data.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. I think that's it for my only question and comment suggestions. Sir Craig?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, June Klein. Um, I would like you to go over your statement of the problem, no? Like going over number 11 and number 12. No? I guess there is an overlapping, no, of statement of the problem. If you look at number 11, is there a significant association between the privacy and security and the use of online banking to influence the customer satisfaction? And if you go to number 12, is the online banking services influence the customer satisfaction? So I think number 12 is part of number 11. No? So kindly review, no? So kindly
Yes, Doc.
review the statement of the problems, especially on the significant association, no? Wherein I see overlapping statements. If you look at number 11 here, use of online banking to influence the customer satisfaction. Then is the online banking services influence the customer satisfaction? So what is the difference of the use of online banking and online banking services? Are they different or are they the same?
Actually, Doc, it is just one thought. So we're
Yeah,
not
because
able to
I noticed that, remember in research, if you use one term, that term should be used
for the
in,
entire study.
in some statements, you use online banking. Then on the other one, we have online banking services. So are they different or you mean the same things?
We mean the same thing, Doc. So we
So
will
this is
revise
going
the.
to remember, you have to be consistent on all of your terms,
Yes.
phrases.
Okay, Doc. We will take note of that.
So I want you to reduce your statement of the problems. You look at number 4 up to number 12 and check on overlapping statements.
Okay, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Yes, Doc.
And
Thank you.
then look at on your conceptual framework. I cannot see relationship of the 3 boxes, the first 3 upper boxes. Each of the 3 connects to use of the online banking services, but the bank's profile, the customer client profile, the perceived quality of online banking, what's the relationship of the 3 boxes? Are they not connected? Are they independent to each other? I cannot see lines connecting the three boxes. Okay? And I want you to come up with an output. Looking into the answers of number 1 up to number 12, what output are you going to have in your thesis? And that output should be your contribution to the Master of Business Administration program. Otherwise, this would become nonsense if you don't have an output. What do you want to come up with your thesis? Knowing upon the answer of number 1, knowing the profile, and knowing on the bank's customer behavior, and knowing on the significant association between and among variables. So what output would you like to come up with your thesis? Remember, we are on outcomes-based education. So what output are you going to produce based on the answers of your statement of the problem? And that output is actually your contribution to the MBA program. Okay? So take note about that one. No? And then in your significance of the study, you have enumerated and kindly include on how each benefit the findings of your study for clients, for example. How do clients benefit the findings of your study? You mentioned about banks. So how do banks benefit the findings of your study? You mentioned about academe. How does academe benefit the findings of your study? Okay, so take note of those things. And I'd like you to look at into the respondents of your study. No? Who are the respondents of your study?
Bank clients, respective bank clients.
Okay, bank clients. Now, this is actually in connection with the total number of respondents. No, dapat you must know first on how many clients does each bank. No, if you can actually get that one, because of course, you bankers. Like DBP, you know how many clients do you have. You can enumerate all clients that you have, right? Diba? So you can enumerate. That's possible. No? You can enumerate all clients. You have the list man of all your clients. Diba? In the discussion that I did about population of your study, population can be divided into two. We have the finite population and we have the infinite population. So if your population is finite, no for non-probability or non-random sampling design. That's a big error. You can only make use of non-random sampling design if your population is infinite, meaning you cannot enumerate all, only some can be enumerated. So that's the reason you're going to make use of non-random or non-probability sampling design. However, if the total population is finite, meaning you can enumerate all members of the population, basically, you can make use of probability or random sampling design. No? So that's actually the thing that I discussed in our class. If your population can be enumerated and then you use non-random, that's a no. That's a big error. If your population is infinite, cannot be enumerated, and you make use of probability or random sampling design, that's a big error also. Okay, so I mentioned that one. I specified that one in the class. So I suggest that you are going to make use of random sampling designs because each bank, the total number of clients can be identified, can be enumerated, right? So you can actually make use of random sampling design. Okay, so make use of those and follow all the comments. This one is recorded. Actually, I'll be posting the recorded video of this, what's this? Oral defense, so that when you revise your paper, you can actually, revise that one based on the comments of the panel members.
Yes, Doc. Thank you.
Yes, Doc. Salamat.
Okay, I just would like to emphasize, I'd like to share my screen for a moment. Just for a moment. I'll share my screen. Hold on. So do you see na my screen?
Yes, Doc.
Yes,
Okay.
Doc.
So
Yes,
for
sir.
all of you, no, all of you students, I would like you to verify on the citation of your paper, you know, because all of your papers are actually being uploaded to my Turnitin account, and then I can see on how many are actually being plagiarized. No? This is actually the result of a Turnitin report, no? Where I can actually see the statements that you have written, that you have encoded. I can trace where did you copy that one online. No? And if you don't apply citation, then that's plagiarism. Okay, so kindly check all, no, because the grade that I will give in your research proposal will be depending on the result of the plagiarism check, no. So dapat at most 20% lang, no, at most 20%. More than 20%, I'll be returning that one and I'm going to let you revise. Okay, so take note. What you are going to submit uh, must be properly reviewed, and that you are going to apply citation. No? Because all that you have submitted, all documents have been run to Turnitin, and then I can see on what website did you copy, no, the instrument. Or even those different words that you put into your research proposal. Okay, so thank you very much. So that's actually a sample of a plagiarism check. No? So there might be a case you might be thinking, for all, no, for all of you, you might be thinking, I cannot detect. No? Dapat you are going to cite. No? What ideas presented in your research proposal must be cited. If the idea is not yours, then cite that one. Whom did you copy that idea? So cite that one. And that must be reflected in the reference section. So one of the things that I'm going to consider is that I will be returning your proposal if the plagiarism rate is more than 20%. No? So kindly check. Cite, no? Properly cite all what you have presented in your research proposal, because that can be detected through our Turnitin account. Okay, so kindly send your honorarium to the panel members, no, Miss Paro and Miss Valles. No,
Yes,
kindly
Doc.
send your honorarium to our panel members, and kindly open your camera. Now open your camera for documentation, no, of our final defense. So in behalf of the business research methods and the public management research methods of St. Vincent's College, Dipolog City, thank you very much, panel members, Professor June Klein Teves, Professor Jade Milancio, and Professor Mara Shane Gaer. And then take note, I'll give you 1 week to revise your paper. No? Instead nga, I thought there will be a deadline 1 week after, but I'll give you 1 week to revise your research proposal. So on Saturday, you're going to upload na the final copy of your research proposal based on the comments of the panel members. And do not forget the exit assessment that I have posted, no, into our stream, no, of our Google Classroom. So thank you very much. And then have a good night, everyone. Sir Montero, Ma'am Fatima, Pacifico,
Okay,
Arixel,
Doc.
Bill, Ilwama, Miss Paro, and then the panel members. No? I think what happened to Ma'am Sulamilio, was she informed about our defense? Sir Montero, diba, you're both in the public management program. So with Ma'am Arixel, no? What
Yes,
happened to her?
don't have any idea though.
Okay, sige.
Okay. Ako po looban sa status.
Okay. And then, by the way, I am giving tomorrow during our class period, I'm giving the last classwork that you are going to answer. Just check our Google Classroom. Okay? So I will not meet you now, but there is actually a classwork that you are going to do in the stream of our Google Classroom. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Doc.
Jane, and then Mara, thank you very much for
Thank you, panel.
presence for our oral defense. And to all my students, thank you very much. I am actually here in Dipolog. No?
Hi, Doc. Thank you, Sir Craig.
But I was not able to go out from the house since Monday. I just stayed at home.
Doc, one of our office mates, Mr. Rogelio Torres, sent his regards to you.
Yeah. Si Sir Torres, his mama is my co-teacher sa ABC.
Yeah, no.
And then, we are both in the same barangay and the same purok in Olingan.
Yes,
Doc.
Yeah. I know him. Yeah, I know him. And then si Kwan pa, napa si Attorney Pactol Diwa na.
Yeah, yes, Doc.
Napag-yata si attorney, Doc.
Cecil G.
Yes, Doc.
The daughter of my schoolmate. Silingan gapon mi dere sa Olingan.
Sa Ulingan.
Taga Olingan. Juvie. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed my class. And you learned something.
Yes, Doc.
Enjoy, Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Okay, bye-bye. Don't forget the classwork tomorrow and the exit assessment. The revised copy, submit that one on or before Saturday, next Saturday. Okay?
Pwede ta mag-email niya for advice.
Dili ta mag-meet og Doc. Dili na, wala na.
Just answer the classwork and the exit assessment.
Yes po, Doc. Okay
And then
po.
if you have some concerns, post that one in the stream of our Google Classroom. You have
Yes po, Doc.
Please, always post that one into the stream of our Google Classroom. I-rebound niya ako ni Sir Torres, no? Kay paano siya.
Yes, Doc. Nagtuog gali siya maapas kaniya, Doc. Nakauli na.
Have a good night.
Sige, Doc.
Thank you. Good night, Doc. Thank you very much.
Good Montero, regards to Zamboanga. I miss Zamboanga.
Bye, Doc.
Punta ka dito, Doc.
Okay, bye. Bye, Doc.
Thank you so much, Doc.
I like going to Zamboanga. Bye-bye. Tapos Juvie kay milyonarya na.